before we get into the video, I want to talk to you guys about the OneFootball app, because for me it's the best football app there is available to you, and it is literally free, which means you get loads of great features at no cost. Whether that's player statistics, team news, transfer news, league tables, all great stuff like that, which I of course use in my videos. On top of that, you also get highlights for the DFB Pokal, Liga Portugal and also La Liga. And on top of that, full coverage of the Indian Super League and the Serie A, which means full highlights for both leagues. And also in the Serie A, once a week you get a game which you can watch live for free. Absolutely zero cost. A live match which costs absolutely nothing. And this week it will be Inter at home to Sampdoria this Saturday, which I'm really looking forward to watching. No one else offers you this stuff, so make sure to download the OneFootball app using the link in the description down below. Hey guys, welcome back to the AJ Analysis channel, where there's something I haven't really spoken about too much over the past couple of weeks. Casemiro, because wow, what a player. We need to talk about it. I kind of haven't spoken about it for the last few weeks, but his form for Manchester United has been absolutely brilliant, and the impact he is having on this team and the players around him is incredible. And of course it didn't start like that actually, his time at Manchester United. The first couple of months he was spending a lot of time on the bench alongside Ronaldo. Ten Hag weren't really using him too much. Scott McTominay was in good form. Casemiro has come into the team. Looks like he's getting there with the adapting to the new league. At times he still gets a little bit caught out with the tempo, but we're seeing it now. A world-class holding midfielder at Manchester United. I don't know the last time we saw that, and I want to talk about the impact that he is having on the team, both on and off the ball, because it's fundamental. It's so key to what Manchester United are doing at the moment. So I think when Casemiro signed, we all thought that he was going to do this job of the holding midfielder, where his main role is to kind of sit in front of the centre-backs, and when he gets dribbled at, tackle them, break up the play, give the ball to someone else, and then let them do the work on the ball from there. And of course that is something he has done. He has done that breaking up the play side of the game, but he's also doing a lot more than that as well. And he is playing a bit of a different role to what we've seen from him in the past at Real Madrid. At Real Madrid, he was the destroyer. That was very much his job in the midfield, and he would just often kind of sit and protect the centre-backs, occasionally get forward. But in terms of out of possession, he's playing a different role, because Manchester United are looking to press much higher up the pitch than what Real Madrid have done over the past 5 seasons, and Casemiro has to be a part of that. And often what we're seeing, especially if United are facing a 3-man midfield, is United going man for man, with Bruno Fernandes often on the deepest midfielder, Eriksen on one-to-one side, and then Casemiro on the other side. So, first things first, that is not something that we're used to seeing from Casemiro. We're not used to seeing him pressing, and that's some of the reason it's taken a bit of time to adapt, but he's doing it really well. And actually, at times he is helping United win the ball back extremely high up the pitch. United are attacking, lose possession, Casemiro is there, wins the ball back on the counter press, and allows United to build possession again. And we can see that in situations like this here against Everton. Now I know the picture quality isn't the clearest, but Casemiro just having that proactivity to his game, that reading of the game, assessing the danger, seeing where the danger is going to be, reads the play, gets there, puts the tackle in, wins the ball back, allows Manchester United to continue their attack. And if I can change it, he done the same here against Manchester City, quickly squeezing high up with midfield. We can see Dalot and Fred either side of him, quickly squeezing high to win the ball back for his team. And what it does is it allows Manchester United to sustain pressure, which is not something that we have seen from United in a long time. Sustained pressure from this Manchester United team is unheard of. It's not what they do. But Casemiro, of course alongside the teammates around him, is allowing United to press much higher up the pitch because of his ball-winning ability. And also the fact that he doesn't always commit fouls. Now, yes, he does occasionally. He does seem to love a big tackle. But when we see someone like McTominay playing this role, he is decent at pressing. But at times he gets a bit too carried away and fouls his man, and that relieves the pressure on the opposition. Casemiro is much smarter with the way that he approaches the play. He's just a much better tackler. His technique is much better, allowing him to win the ball and then keep United's attack going. I am just going to quickly interrupt because we do have another sponsor for today's video, and that is Jerseyfifa.com. The website you need to head to right away to get yourself the latest and greatest football shirts, all at an extremely affordable price. The link will be in the description below, so head there right away to get yourself a great shirt, again at a great price. Now back to the video. Of course there are also times when United's press doesn't quite work, or the opposition are just having a spell of sustained pressure. And this is where Casemiro's really in his element out of possession. His ability to protect these centre-backs. This is what we were talking about we thought he was going to do when he joined the club, and he has been doing it brilliantly. And I think what's really impressive is his ability to cover for other people pressing poorly. There'll be times where United will press here and the ball goes wide, but because of his pure reading of the game, he stops the threat. Because typically United could be caught out of position here and then the pass goes, for example, into the feet of the striker here, Casemiro's reading of the game is just stopping things like that happening. And also, he absolutely loves a big crunching tackle, doesn't he? And again, we've got a couple of examples. So here, this is Everton. They've beaten the press. We can see Manchester United are not in the greatest situation to deal with a transition. But Casemiro was there on this occasion, sitting deep, wins the ball back for his side, and again allows United to build a new attack. But more importantly, he has protected his centre-backs. And then there's situations like this, where we can see his first victim still on the floor, still recovering, and he's gone in and absolutely ended the second one. Now, was it a foul? Yes, but he is protecting that defence. Now, you can't always foul the opposition, it can't happen all the time, but there are situations where you need to, where you do just need to slow the play down, let your players and your teammates get back into position. Casemiro seems to understand that, and again, that is something that United have lacked. It sounds like quite a basic thing, but just knowing when to foul. Now, I was talking about McTominay pressing high and fouling, then it's frustrating, because you've got the opposition exactly where you want them. But in situations like this, where your team is slightly out of position, it's a good time to take a foul, and he does seem to have this habit of once a game, he just absolutely wipes out an opposition midfielder. Not too sure why he does it. It seems to be like a checklist he's got. He's got to wipe someone out once a game. I wouldn't want to be on the end of the tackles, but he is doing such a good job of winning the ball back for this Manchester United team. And, for example, one of the games we saw it was against Spurs, where he had 10 recoveries, 6 duels won, and 2 interceptions. But what we can also see is the 71 touches and 50 successful passes. He's getting involved as well. And actually, in this game, he had the most passes into the final third of any Manchester United player. So he is doing a lot of the defensive work, but he's also contributing on the ball as well. And we also saw that in his game against Chelsea. Now, people will talk about his goal. Yeah, it was a good goal, of course it was. It was an important goal, but that wasn't the thing that impressed me about his performance. What we're seeing is 83% pass accuracy, 68 touches, 10 ball recoveries, 6 out of 8 ground duels won, 6 out of 8 long passes, which I'll come on to, 4 tackles won, 3 clearances, and of course the shot and goal. What we're seeing is really well-rounded performances. He is offering a bit of everything to this Manchester United midfield, and it is so important. But I think the thing that's probably taken everyone by surprise is what he's doing on the ball. We know how much of a good ball winner he is, but playing alongside Toni Kroos and Luka Modric, 2 of the best midfielders not just of this generation but of all time, they're so good on the ball, we didn't get to see the best of Casemiro on the ball. Because United aren't quite that same level of midfielders, no disrespect to them, we're seeing a bit more from Casemiro, and what is really impressive is actually his play in deeper areas. Now, I'm not going to sit here and call him a press-resistant midfielder in the sense that he wants to turn with the ball out of the press, but it's just intelligence and experience, knowing what's around him and assessing the situation. So, is he going to get the ball here with his back to play and try and turn this pressing man? No, that's not what he wants to do, but he's just so clever with his passes. He just seems to know where his teammates are. And again, we've got a couple of examples of this. The first one being here, and I think what we would typically expect is that this ball is going to go to Dalot here. The Chelsea player has also assumed the same and is ready to come across and deal with it. What Casemiro does is he just plays a pass round the corner into Christian Eriksen here, and you're taking 3 players out of the game here, but also this player here who's coming across to deal with Dalot. It's just an intelligence he seems to have. Just an understanding which comes with playing just a lot of football. United have just a pure Rolls-Royce midfielder in there. We can talk about his age, we can talk about the fee, of course we can, they are negatives. But he has been very, very good. And he is contributing so much to this United team. And just his pure ability out of possession, but also on the ball, is having a knock-on effect. It's allowing Christian Eriksen to push a little bit higher, because United know Casemiro is going to protect them. And also join in the counter-press. Of course, it's allowing United to press further up the pitch as well. But also, he seems reasonably comfortable playing as almost like a solo midfielder on the ball. Like I said, Toni Kroos would regularly drop deep alongside him for Real Madrid. What we're seeing now is a Casemiro that is looking to really dictate the play. Sometimes sideways, sometimes through the lines, breaking the opposition's defensive structure by taking several players out of the game with just one pass. But also long passes have actually really impressed me. And again, we do have one scenario of this. There's more, of course, but I just want to look at one. This ball over the top, Casemiro is just off screen to the left here. The ball over the top from here to Rashford all the way on the other side is perfect. The weight that he puts on his pass is so good. Rashford races in on goal and should score. Doesn't. But the chance created is because of Casemiro, and this is a side to his game that I think we all underestimated, myself included. We all know we all knew, that if he could adapt to the tempo of the league, he was going to do a good job defensively and protect the centre-backs. He's absolutely doing that. But on top of that, he is helping the team press high up the pitch, he is helping to dictate the play, he's pinging long passes, and now, the other day, he's even coming up with a late goal to equalise and get United out of jail. And what we saw with that goal was the passion in the celebration. I know people were talking about Casemiro's kind of coming to United for one last big paycheck before he retires. That's not the case. Casemiro is one of those players who just loves football and loves winning. He's so competitive. It's why we see these big challenges, these big tackles. It's why he covers so much ground, wins all of his duels. He is clearly just passionate about it. He's a clear winner. Got a winning mentality, and that's exactly what his United team need. Now, like I said, we can talk about his age and say, yeah, he's not going to be here too many years. But he could do so much for some of these younger players whilst he's here. And I don't think his impact can be spoken about enough. If he can stay fit for Manchester United over the course of the season, he could be a game changer. He could be the difference between maybe finishing 6th or 7th and finishing 3rd or 4th. He is that good, and his impact on the team is that large. Like I said, tactically he's allowing players like Christian Eriksen to push further forward, which gives Bruno Fernandes a bit more freedom, which gives the wingers freedom. We're also seeing the fullbacks push forward at times. All because Casemiro is doing such a great job of holding the midfield together. Of course, some of it comes down to Ten Hag tactically as well. He's got the players in the right position. But the reason he can do that is because he has a trust in Casemiro now. And that's a brilliant thing to have. When a manager trusts the player listens to the instructions of the manager. It's just great. His attitude is perfect when he gets subbed off. He's more than happy to be subbed off. He respects the manager's decision. He's just the ideal professional to have in this Manchester United team at the moment. The ideal holding midfielder, and he is doing brilliantly. Hopefully it continues. But now let me know what you think. What have you made of Casemiro's start? What did you make of him initially kind of starting games on the bench? It now looks like very, very good man management from Erik Ten Hag. But yeah, what do you make of him? Are you impressed more by what he does off the ball in deep areas, off the ball pressing high? His ability on the ball in his own defensive third with clever passes out wide, or is it his progressive passes we've seen his assist for Ronaldo? Things like that. Let me know what you think. What has impressed you the most, or is it just his all-round game? Is it just a little bit of everything? That's probably how it is for me. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you in the next one.